Continuing coverage in New tonight, the suspect in the case of a former Fort Valley State basketball coach found shot dead in Atlanta last week has now been charged with murder. Our Gloria Ruth Finney shares the details after speaking with Sammy Jackson's son earlier this evening. Gloria Ruth.
Greg, 59-year-old Samuel Jackson, better known as Sammy, was found dead in Atlanta with several gunshot wounds last Wednesday, according to the Atlanta Police Department. His wife said he never returned to their Byron home after working his part-time job as an Uber driver. It seems Jackson accepted his last ride in Bon Air late January 26th. On January 27th, Jackson's silver BMW is located near where it is believed Jackson picked up the rider, who now faces a murder charge along with 6 other felonies involving this case. But we've learned it's not certainly Brown's first run-in with law enforcement. 30-year-old Iquane Brown is now facing 7 felony charges in the murder of 59-year-old Sammy Jackson, a former university basketball coach who lived in Byron. Officers with the Atlanta Police Department discovered Jackson's body on January 29th.
The detectives told us that he was found at a dead-end street.
The Houston County Sheriff's Office notified APD of a possible deceased person near Donald Lee Hollowell Parkway. Brown, already a convicted felon, was arrested the day before for armed robbery at a Burger King on Russell Parkway in Warner Robins. Jackson's son, Desmond Jackson, says his father had been shot. Brown was already a suspect. Desmond says his father, a part-time Uber driver, last accepted a ride request it appears Brown made and later canceled. Jackson's wife reported he never returned home after January 26th.
Ride was initiated off Cedarwood. But the car was returned to Ashwood.
Out here, nobody sees anything and nobody says anything.
Neighbors here say a silver BMW was being looked at by police here on the 300 block of Ashwood Drive in Bon Air. Now we know that vehicle belonged to Samuel Jackson.
The police showed up and like 3 or 4 of them, and they stay out there forever.
Brown's arrest report shows his address as being just around the corner on Maplewood Drive.
But we know that obviously he wanted the vehicle. You know, it's just one of those unfortunate things where you could think through what ifs all throughout. And, you know, it's like, did he cancel the ride and hold him at gunpoint the whole way? You just don't know what or how it all took place.
He says tracking info on his dad's car shows it was driven to Atlanta, then arriving here around 2 in the morning on January 27th.
I would love to hear that they have, been able to close the case in the sense of a guilty verdict of this situation.
According to the Georgia Department of Corrections, Brown escaped from the Macon Transitional Center in 2022. He was in jail for armed robbery charges out of Cobb County. And we've reached out to the Georgia Department of Corrections for a full list of his arrests, incarcerations, and releases, as well as for more info about his escape from a transitional correction facility right here in Bibb County. Reporting live in the studio, I'm Gloria Ruth Finney, WGXA News.